Alright folks, welcome to another beer review, and today we're going over to Cassels and we're having a look at the Triple Cream Milk Stout, which is clocking in at 9% ABV. So, lusciously creamy on the tongue, this Imperial Strength Milk Stout is stronger and sweeter than its double cream sibling. You can expect the same full-bodied mouthfeel and bittersweet mocha aromatics, but with a hint of spice from the Motier and Willamette hops. I know I've completely mispronounced those. So, of course, New Zealand-based brewery, although I think they're going to start, contract brewing here in the UK. I'm not too sure. This can was kindly gifted to me by the folks at Cassels when I was at the London Craft Beer Festival. Friends of good friend Harry, aka Blue Nose Beer Reviews, and yeah, they had this and they had a Brute IPA at the festival. I think they might have had a couple of other beers during the different sessions, but they were doing like a thing called 50-50, where it was like half this and then half of the Brute IPA. Now, someone who actually fundamentally hates Brute IPAs, it was an interesting experience and actually quite nice. But yeah, I have had the double cream. I just like to dip my finger in and eat it. That would explain these. But I don't. I'm fat, but not that fat. But yeah, so I have had the double. I think it was the double when it was in bottle. Well, it still is in bottles, I think. That was a good while ago. So I thought, let's crack open a beer. It's my day off, even though I told myself I'd have like a week or so off the beer after spending a good amount of time in London, and for 2 of those days fully at the Craft Beer Festival. But hey ho, it is what it is, and it smells beautiful already. So beer in the glass then, and I don't know if that's jet black or if it's really dark and oaky, but it's got just shy of 2 fingers worth of a nice mocha creamy looking head, looking very nice in this glass. So let's see what we get on the nose. It's got those like sticky, dense, slightly fruity, stouty aromas. It's got that sort of like porridge milk aroma as well. Very subtle woodiness, but it's smelling really damn nice. Oh, it looks good as well. Nice lacing on the glass there. Anyway, let's give it a taste. Cheers, folks. That mouthfeel is absolutely wonderful. It's as creamy as you like. Nice and bold as well. At first, you're not getting any of that ABV. But towards the back end, it does build up slightly. Not in a sort of like an abrasive, boozy sort of way. Just in that like very gentle warmth. And you know that it's a higher ABV beer. Which seemingly nowadays just doesn't happen. Every beer's like just ridiculously drinkable, which is great, but at the same time it's always nice to have like a higher ABV beer knowing that it's a higher ABV beer. It's velvety smooth though. There's a nice hoppy bitterness on the back end as well. You don't really get that too much on the actual like flavour as such. It just builds up towards the back end. Nice sort of like tobacco-y coffee flavours coming through as well. But it's just a well brewed, classic tasting Imperial Stout. And it's just ticking all the right boxes. And I like that slight warmth as it goes down. I'm not sure if I actually tried this at the festival as well. Obviously, when it's at a festival from the tap, it's a little bit colder. This is pretty much room temperature. There's a nice berry, almost like dark fruity sort of flavour coming through as well. But not that like cherry flavour you get from some stouts, which I think comes from certain yeast strains. But no, that's absolutely fantastic. It really, really is. You'd almost think that it's got a slight nitro character to it. But yeah, it's got a real sense of like old school Imperial strength stout, which I am a big, big fan of. I've had quite a few recently that I like that. Obviously, I've had some silly stouts. You know, when you've got American breweries at a UK craft beer festival, you do tend to get some really like special stouts and stuff like that. And then, of course, the crafty sort of stuff. Not to say that other countries who had their beers at the festival weren't doing that as well. I mean, I had an absolutely, probably my beer of the festival was Malt Garden, one of Malt Garden's Imperial Stouts with coffee, and that was just awesome. But then I had like Imperial Bueno Shake from Untappd. I do need to get more beers from those. But keep doing it, and I don't like doing it, talking about other breweries and other specific beers when you're doing a different beer review. I would happily devour another can of this. Do you know what I mean? Just like buy a few at a time and just crack them open every now and then. And of course, they are a lot easier to get hold of nowadays. You do find them cropping up. It's especially like that double cream stout, which is lovely as well. But yeah, I haven't really tried too many sort of like New Zealand craft breweries. And I'm not usually the biggest fan of some of the New Zealand hops. But in this, it's ticking all the boxes. Lovely stuff. And that artwork is just wonderful. Striking. I like that sort of like aged paper, stained. Do you know what it reminds me of when you know, when you was a kid and you'd put paper in coffee and then let it dry, and then you've got like old looking paper. Beautiful illustration as well. I'm not sure it does the can artwork, but if I can find out, the link will be down below. But yeah, 9%. Tastes like it, but it doesn't feel too much. Well, doesn't taste like it too much, but you do get a slight sense that it's a 9% ABV Imperial Stout, which, mind you, at this point, would that stop me from drinking too much of it? Probably not. But that's a problem that I will have to address, either by my own means or an intervention. We shall see how that goes. But no, lovely stuff indeed. Highly recommended if you see a can of that, or if it's available in bottles as well. And yeah, it's going down way too easily, even though I know it's 9%. And I shouldn't really be drinking any beers after the long weekend in London that I had, but needs must. No, that's terrible when you say needs must. That implies that you do have a problem. I don't have a problem. I just was proper in the mood for a nice beer, and this was there, and I wanted to give it a review and to give them a shout out. Of course, Bryn from Cassels. Great guy. We spent a little bit of time with him and the Cassels stand. And at the end of the session, they gave me a packet of not Quavers, Monster Munch. So when they're dishing out free food as well. No bias here, though. No bias here. I cannot be bought. That being said, if you give me the right amount of money, I'll say any beer's good. But hey ho, that's another conversation for another day. This is legitimately gorgeous. And you should try it. So go check out Cassels. If you're at London Craft Beer Festival, then what were some of your highlights? And yeah, what a festival it was as well. I don't necessarily think I'd want to do every session again. But yeah, definitely worth going to next year. Anyway, so if you have tried this beer, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below. I'm in dire need of a haircut right now, but that's not why you came. Sometimes I say stuff and I realise, how are you going to carry on after you've just said that? But hey ho, it is what it is at the end of the day. So yeah, lovely stuff. Check out all the links down below. Thank you once again to the folks over at Cassels. And yeah, London Craft Beer Festival. You were fantastic. Anyway, cheers for watching, folks. You all take care, stay safe, and I shall see you later. Cheers.